shared a video of how fake charger sparked damages in his apartment. So apparently, I think he got a bad charger, a fake charger, and it caught fire, and his whole apartment got burned. So bad. Said, according to the story, he got a fake charger, plugged his phone, and it caused there was a fire outbreak. Then his apartment was burned, and all of that. So my question to you: how careful can one be? Because when it comes to identification of chargers, if they are fake or if they are original, most of us don't even know how to identify these chargers. So how careful can one be? What do we need to do to prevent this from happening to some other person?
Well, the truth is that you can never be 100% careful. So you can only try to do your best. But there are some indicators that can help you be more careful.
Okay.
For example, you go to a shop to buy a charger and you see one for 5,000. You see another one for 2,000. And you see another one for 500. And you go to buy the one for 500 and you expect your house not to get burned.
Success!
No, but that's the truth. See, there is always a reason why some commodities are more expensive than others.
True, very true.
And so when you are dealing with electronic gadgets, I don't always recommend you go for the cheapest.
Yeah.
Even if you cannot buy the most expensive, at least stay in between.
Not the cheapest.
Not the cheapest. The cheapest are always scrappy. Then the next thing you also need to pay attention to is, there are also electronic devices that can help you prevent things that would cause surge. For example, there's something called the power surge. If you have something above 220, 230 volts, which is the recommended voltage for Nigerian electronics, and maybe for some reason it goes above 250, 300, there's going to be a burning. So the burning can come as a simple burning. It can come like an explosion. But the device is definitely reacting to the fact that this is way more than what I can carry. Now, a power surge on seeing those kind of voltage would protect its output. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, in fact, my own experience of using the power surge will rather blow itself and save the electronics.
Okay.
Just and so my most important gadgets in my house all go through power surge.
Oh, okay.
A UPS does not do the same exact job with the power surge, but it is also a preventive device. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I would rather say at least have one. And the disadvantage of a UPS is that some UPS, once they don't get a certain voltage or frequency, it will not just give out an output. There's also TV guide and all of that. So the same way you use a TV guard for your TV is the same way you can also use a TV guard for other electronics as well. So just have some sort of protect. Then the final one is there's always something at your junction box where your power comes into your house. It's called a breaker. So most homes, they just go direct. A breaker naturally would switch off the circuit when there is an abnormality in power control. So have all of these things in place. Then you can also decide to put some sort of alarm or water that once it detects that there's fire, it will naturally, according to how your pocket is. So you can try as much as possible, according to the level of your finance, to be as careful as you can. But don't always subscribe to the cheapest option.
Okay, but watching this video, the explosion was really so much. So do you think there could have been like an addition or something to
a power surge, the charger would not have blown.
Okay.
If there was some kind of water extinguishing system, probably that house would not have burned to that level. Do you understand what I'm saying? So always ensure that you have at least one or two form of prevention or protective device. That's just, like I said, you can never be 100% protected, but try as much as you can to be. Now, the last example, my church. So we had always been careful, but recently we noticed that a bigger church got burnt. And the amount of equipment that was damaged was massive. So I now told one of my pastors, and I said, do we have fire extinguishers in this church? They said no. I said, so if any fire incident happen now, we are.
Everything is gone.
So I said, how many of our main controls have breakers? So I reluctantly and carelessly suggested those. Guess what?
What?
On a Wednesday, we were in church. I was there. And there was fire.
Oh my God.
Guess who put out the fire?
Oh.
It was me. Because they told me they had installed the fire extinguishers and they told me where the fire extinguishers while everybody was there panicking and speaking in tongue.
What did you
Yes. I just went to, I initially been trained on, because if you take a fire extinguisher, it will not just spray. You have to pull out. I've already been told on how to
use
solve
it.
While everybody was, I just went there like James Bond and did the thing. And everybody was, thank you, man.
Thank you. Oh my word. Oh my
The
word.
ones that were speaking in tongue went to glorify God. So, before that incident, there was no fire extinguisher. I was the one who said
they should do something. That. And it's very, very important. Now, I just want to ask this last question before we go to the next, read some messages and pick some calls. You talked about power surge. I want you to just break it down because, like you said, you noted UPS.
Yes.
And I want to ask about stabilizer.
Okay.
Then also, what power surge do you think that everyone should at least have for like those important equipment in the house?
Okay. So now, a power surge comes in different formats. But the most important thing about the power surge is the fact that it can prevent any surge-like experience. So there are ones that comes in like a single plug. There are ones that comes in like the one I use in my house is an extension.
Oh, okay.
It's an extension. So if you go to electronic shop, they will tell you, even in the power surge, they'll tell you this one is 20,000, this one is 15,000, this one is 10,000. So when I went to buy, I didn't buy the most expensive. I stayed at the middle. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said, I've seen it work because it blew up in my front one of those days. Now you cannot. A stabilizer is so good. If you say in an area where you notice that there's always power fluctuation, a stabilizer would help you. What a stabilizer would do is, if the voltage is above 220, 230, the stabilizer would drop it. If it is too low, the stabilizer, you just have to. In fact, the environment you live will give you an idea on the type of protective device to
that
get.
you need. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Well, let's read some messages.
And
all right.
just to add, now I told you I stayed in the East. In the East, the experience there was thunder entering your electronic. If it enters, everything will go.
Yeah. So
the environment where I lived, it was like a hilly environment. So I remember then my DSTV and my neighbor's own thunder struck. It got to the pan, blew the TV, blew the decoder. Are you going to say? So in that part, they are more conscious of using surge for thunder and all of those, and what they call that, this thing that you put on top of the building to take the voltage to the ground. So that's why I said your environment will give you the best idea, but don't be careless about it. It's until that TV you bought 700,000 blows
before you understand.
You know the value of what you have, so you don't need to experience or learn the hard way. Yeah,
you do not need to. Anyways, next, let's read some messages, then pick calls if we can. Well, this message is stating that. All right, hold up. Well, this message says, Dangote, we have a call. Let's pick a call first. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. I can't hear you. Good afternoon. Hello.
Okay. I actually want two topics you talked about. The first is about the Dangote trailer.
Okay.
Now, the man in the studio talked about a place in the east. If you go to Ogun State here, Ibeshe, that side, Dangote trailers are something else. So we've been experiencing this at different places in the country, but we've not been speaking up. Now they drive as though they own the road and they should use the road alone. So I want to support the man and the student that talked about the recruitment process should be reviewed. And when you are trying to educate a dumb mind, it's just like pouring water in a basket.
Very true.
True.
A lot of our people will travel out from Nigeria to foreign countries, our graduates, and they are truck drivers there.
Okay.
So if we can change or tweak the recruitment process such that you have the literals driving these trucks, it will go a long way to help.
Okay.
Then the second issue about the charger that got the house bomb.
All right.
I want to strongly disagree with the man in the studio. Where is the place of SON, Standard Organization of Nigeria, to checkmate what is being brought into the country, approving it, those that are made locally here, approving it? If we're talking about a power source, and at the end of the day, is it a big power source I bought? The power source itself now could trigger fire. Now, talking about cost, I have seen situations that fake things, they deliberately sell it expensive to give you the mindset that you are going for the original. At times, they give you 3 different variations, the same maker, different names. The 3 of them are fake. Whether it is 500, 2,000, 5,000, any one of the 3 you pick,
that's still fake.
Is disaster.
Okay.
So our regulatory bodies should come into place such that our country will not be a dumping ground, but we'll have healthy items to use.
True.
Those are my contributions. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you for that one. All right. Sorry, hold on. Let's pick another call. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, that one dropped. Well, I think I quite agree with what he said, that there has to be a regulation to most of these things that have been imported into the country. And I think there was a certain time Sun was actually out there, taking away some of all these appliances. I could see a lot of appliances, extension box, extension wires, chargers. All of them were counterfeits. They are all fake. And they did that. But I think after that time, I barely saw it on the news. I think what we'll see now more is the NDLEA, closing stores and closing drugs and all of that. But anyways, let me read some messages before we go on. This one says, Dangote Company is the more you look, the less you see. It's not about the drivers. The killings are for rituals. This is Simeon from Lagos. Another says, good morning. My name is Olaolu Esther. I think we need to stop risking our lives. Okay, maybe by driving well or buying the right charger, I don't know, right equipment. So let's pick this last call. Okay, call dropped.